God bless you, people of God. Today I'm going to be sharing with you this message. I got it from the Afro Artist channel, where this lady was discussing about Pastor Jerry Eze prayer ministry, and also this woman that was sharing her experience when her husband was dead and she was following the ministry of Pastor Eze prayer ministry. God bless you as you stay tuned to the end and listen to what happened and remain blessed. My name remains Pastor Mustafa Isa. I am raised for the defense of the gospel.
This video you're about to watch is heartbreaking, but I hope that this video will highlight the problem of religion, especially religion in Africa, especially religion in Nigeria. This whole Jerry Eze movement is now becoming a cult. Watch this following video and I will be back.
NSPPD. Oh no, please, can you follow NSPPD morning prayer on YouTube or Instagram? Okay, so I say this all the time, right? When people join my life, I usually say this. I get a lot of this NSPPD, you know, blah, 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 join this altar, be on this altar, do this, do that. See, the honest truth is, it's not that I do not know about NSPPD, right? Obviously, I do, right? And I've been on this altar since 2020 till last year, October 16th, when my husband passed, right? I decided to stop being on the altar. Not because of anything, because I realized that being on the altar is not the only thing. While you're on that altar, when the mercy of God decides to find you, mercy will find you. I'm not discouraging anyone from joining SPPD, obviously not. I love what Papa Jerry is doing because that altar has been building a lot of strong foundational prayer for a lot of people. Let me not use young people, right? But in my case, I stopped because I've realized that even the Bible said that ye are thy own God. That you should ask anything in his name, that he will do it, he will give it to you. Now, most of the miracles you all see on NSPPD are real miracles. And how do those miracles happen? All those miracles happen due to mercy of God, right? If the mercy of God doesn't find you, if you like be on any altar for 1 million years, you go still suffer waiting you they suffer. Now, on this same NSPPD, I heard people praying about them, giving testimonies on how their dead loved ones came back to life after they played NSPPD and placed it on their dead loved one's head or something, yeah? So, the day my husband passed, that was the first thing I did immediately I went to see him. I played the video on his, in fact, that day Papa Jerry was live, and I placed the video on my husband's chest. You know, I was so, in fact, if I've never exercised faith in my life, you see that particular midnight, that was the first time I exercised a huge faith that couldn't be shaken. Nothing could shake me. Now, Papa Jerry was live on that fateful day, and I was like, let's take him to the next hospital, that he might confirm that he's in coma or he's alive or something. I waited for 3 hours for my husband to wake up. He didn't. I refused to put him in the morgue, right? Now, on that day, Papa Jerry mentioned your husband will not die. I ran out of the car because I was inside the car with my dead husband. I ran out of the car. I laid down on the floor and I screamed a thunderous amen. 11 months after, he showed me say it couldn't decay on the ground. See, just have a personal relationship with your God and pray for mercy. Even if you're not, see, mercy, I've met a lot of people that are not on any altar. That is the honest truth. People should stop bugging me with this whole joining NSPPD. I've heard it a lot, or any prayer ministry. Don't come to me telling me this thing because it's beginning to piss me off. Who does not know about NSPPD? See, I know it's coming from a place of love. It's okay, thank you, I appreciate it, but it pisses me off because it brings back that memory of what happened to me on the 16th of October. All I'm trying to say is pray for mercy. My son has been on that altar since 4 years ago, and nothing has happened. In fact, it was when he wasn't on the altar I started seeing changes in my son. God is not a man that you can mock. God is a man who does things when he chooses to. Okay? So there's God everywhere. Pray in your house. There's God in your house. Even in that your toilet, now that place God they pass if you don't even know when you're having your quiet time. Thank you so much to everyone reaching out and saying join this prayer altar. And so you fool my DM. I know they even read them anymore. I know it's coming from a place of love. Thank you all. I really do appreciate you all, but I'm going to say no. I'm not joining any altar or any prayer group. I'll continue to pray to my God until today he decides to show mercy on my son. Okay? Thank you. Mwah.
Was that heartbreaking or not? Jerry Eze, is this the kind of people that you are growing? People that will not mind their business. That is not even the issue. In Jerry Eze's so-called ministries, people have come to give testimony that when their loved one died, they took the phone of Jerry Eze shouting and put it by the ear of their loved one, and the dead loved one got up. So this lady's husband, very young man, Ikechukwu, died. And the first thing she did was to take that phone and put it on Ikechukwu's chest that, I have faith. Papa Jerry said have faith. And I have faith. She put that phone on his chest. Ikechukwu never woke up. She even delayed his being put in the morgue because of Jerry Eze's prayers. What God cannot do does not exist. Meanwhile, have a look. God could not do this one because that God is fake. God is fake. The God of the colonial masters. There is no evidence that that God exists. Now look what Jerry is doing to young widows. His followers now are going to go and disturb this woman. She prayed for the husband. 11 months have come and gone. Well, from the time of the video, Ikechukwu never got up. 4 years, her child with special needs. She said she had been taking that child to Jerry Eze's altar. And if you don't know what an altar is, altar means just wherever you go and pray. An altar is whatever preacher that you find in a place of authority, whatever preacher that you think highly of, wherever you go and pray, that's your altar. And of course, you have to give money to that altar. You have to bless the altar. You have to do whatever the altar needs. Clean it, do whatever. But this altar is the man of God. So when you go and preach and listen to your man preach, that's your altar. But of course, don't forget to give money to the altar. So she has been taking her child there for 4 years, child with special needs. Nothing happened. After her husband died, and Jerry Eze's prayers did not work, she slowly took her child away from that altar. And she says now that she's no longer part of Jerry Eze's altar, her special needs child is doing better. Jerry Eze has no powers. Jerry Eze has nothing. How do you call those shouting? You call those prayers.
We comfort, I'm coming out. We comfort your wilderness like Eden. Your wilderness like Eden. Your wilderness like Eden. Your wilderness like Eden.
Any God that requires you to make that sort of noise so he can listen to you, that God does not like you. Wake up, my people. Jerry Eze is building a cult-like following. You guys need to wake up. All this, I am an NSPPD and what God cannot do does not exist. We dey pray, they show. Slowly, slowly, y'all are developing a cult. Wake up. Religion is a scam. Religion is a man-made concept. There is no evidence that a Jesus existed. There is no evidence that the God even exists. And even if the God exists, how do you know you have the right God? How do you know that the things that were written in the Bible were in fact true? We can actually disprove everything in the Bible. Nearly everything can be disproven. This religion that was brought to us by colonial masters has done us more harm than good. Wake up. Jerry Eze is now taking the place of the colonizer. He's now using the religion to colonize your mind. Wake up.
So he heard what this lady was saying concerning Pastor Jerry's ministry. The fact that your husband did not come back alive doesn't change God. The fact that your husband died, it doesn't change God. Whether your husband comes back alive, it doesn't change God. It does not come back alive, it doesn't change God. God remains God. He said it in the book of Romans chapter 9 verse 15 to 16. He said, I will show mercy to whom I will show mercy, and compassion to whom I will show compassion. It is not of him that willeth or of him that runneth, but of the Lord that showeth mercy. The death of your husband was not caused by Pastor Jerry or his ministry. The death of your husband has nothing to do with Pastor Jerry's prayer. God decided that his son should come back home. That is not what you should bring on air and begin to say some nasty things. Concerning this lady, that she says that religion is a scam. There is no evidence that Jesus existed. There is no evidence that God existed. It's only mad people that can say such things. Only people that have problem with their upstairs. I said my name is Pastor Mustafa Isa. I am a living testimony. I have an encounter with the angelic beings. So I can tell you that God exists, that the gospel you are receiving is not the gospel of the colonial master. It's the gospel of heavenly kingdom ruler leadership, how we are going to spend our life in eternity. After this world, there is another world that the scripture, the Bible brought to us. It is not the colonial master that brought this thing to us. It is God. So stop saying some nasty things concerning men of God. If Pastor Jerry, his prayers is disturbing you, close your ears. You believe that court exists, but you don't believe that God exists. Don't you think that you are beginning to have some issues in your upstairs? I am called to stand for the defense of the gospel. I don't care anybody, whosoever you are. When you come to attack the gospel, I am there to chase you. Christianity is not force. In the Quran, Jesus was the only prophet that Quran identified without a sin. Even the Muslim believe that Jesus exists. More of you that bear a Christian name and does not believe. That is why we say it is not everybody that bear Christian's name that is a Christian. What are you saying? Can't you watch your mouth? Don't go and say something that will destroy you. The coming of Christ has changed everything. If it were in those days, in the days of the Pharisees, the Sadducees, you could have known that you have blasphemed for you to have said that God does not exist himself. Not even Jesus. Just say that God does not exist. You could have been stoned to death. I wonder why people talked without reasoning.